y'all, I'm Kenitra. So today on Keeping Up with Kenitra, we are going to be looking at foundations. This is something I normally don't do. If y'all know me, I love eyeshadows, so foundations will be something very different. But I'm just going to go through a quick lineup of most of my recent foundations and how do I feel about them. I'm going to rate them also from, I'm gonna not say worst, but I'm gonna say bad to my favorite foundation. So I'm excited for you guys to be here with me, and remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And remember, this is only my opinion and I'm going off of what I like about foundations, so just make sure you tune in, y'all, and we'll jump right on in. Okay, so we're gonna start, like I said, from the worst to the best of the foundations that I have tried over the past, I would say, about 2 years or so. These are the foundations I'm gonna be talking about. So of course there are more foundations, and these are not necessarily the best in the brand or the best in the world, but they're gonna be my top ones. And the one I'm gonna talk about last is gonna be my favorite one, y'all. And some of you might be shocked because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about it, but we're gonna go ahead and start with our first one. So the first product we're going to be going over is the Morphe Hint Skin Tint. So this is one that I have reviewed in the past, but I'm going to go over it now and I'm going to compare it to other foundations. So ultimately this one is going to be going down as my worst. I will say that mostly because I feel like setting this is a nightmare. Having to set this and make it, you know, a little mattified. I don't like super matte things, but this one I have so much trouble mattifying, y'all. And then I also just realized that one also had a lot more transfer when I was wearing my mask, so that way it was just kind of messy a little bit. But what I will say is the color was dead on, and I've said that before and I'll say that 1,000 times. The color was perfect, but I will say that it is supposed to be working as like a tinted moisturizer, so you can't really fold it exactly as a foundation. But this one, I just don't get the coverage I want out of it. It doesn't set really good. I feel like if I put on too much setting, it could make it cakey. So this is why this one is going down as the last one, y'all. Okay, moving on, y'all. We are moving on to our next product that we're gonna put. So this is the second to last. So I mean, you know, not the worst, but also something I didn't necessarily love when I tried it. We are going to be talking about the Born This Way matte foundation. Some of you guys will be shocked. You will be taken back saying, oh my God, Born This Way. You might be offended. However, I'm here to tell you that, y'all, it's mostly because of the matte. I think I had super high expectations for this being a matte foundation that I think I was let down just a little bit. So I will say, I think the colors got a little weird. I don't think that if you pick your exact shade, you're gonna get the same exact result as you do with the matte compared to like the natural or their regular formula. So I will say, with the downside to using this one is that I couldn't really ever find my color match, so that was kind of weird. And then also just the fact that I think it's a little too mattifying. I love matte stuff, don't get me wrong, but this one, it dries down quick. Like, y'all, you don't have a lot of time to waste in terms of really getting this product out in your face. But this product, I think when you're comparing it to the original foundation, I think that's what people set the standard for, and that's what we didn't get out of this product. So I think that's why I'm kind of pushing that one a little over to the side. This is like my emergency makeup, y'all. I barely even use it. The bottle is almost full, so I feel super bad about it. But this is why this one is not my absolute favorite. Next one that we're going to be discussing, one that I love, one that I adore, and Anastasia Beverly. I mean, I've liked almost every single product I've ever bought from them. I love their lipsticks, their lip glosses, all down to their eyebrow pomade. I love. So we're going to be going down to the Anastasia Beverly, like I said, and this is their Luminous Finish Foundation. This one right here, I think out of all 6 products, so I want to let you guys know that I am doing 6 products. So now we are at the third to last. So just keep in mind that I'm not saying that this one is bad or I absolutely hate this one, but I am saying that this one is more because not enough coverage is given to me. You can build it up, but I don't think it's the type of product that you want to build up to have a glam look. If you're going out for a girls' night and you want to just be beat to the gods, y'all, this would not probably get you there. The coverage not is there, but I will say their shade variation definitely there. I will always give credit for things like that, but it is very dewy. The finish is not going to be matte. You can try as much setting powder as you want to, but I don't think that this foundation is really intended for you to make it very full coverage. It's not supposed to be intended for a glam look. So that's how come I'm saying that one isn't my absolute favorite, because I like versatility with foundations. If I'm able to do a day to night look with the same foundation, I'm in love. I'm able to do that. So I like a go-to foundation, and this one doesn't really give it to me. However, if I'm trying to go out, you know, maybe an outdoor little trip or whatever with the boo, then I would definitely go to that one. So that one's gonna give me light, airy, still a really good finish on it. Like I said, just not enough coverage for me personally. The next product, so I know I will have a lot of debate, a lot of things said about me putting this one as not my first, but this one is going to be our Born This Way. This is the original formula, so I just talked about its little friend, the matte version, a little while ago. However, I'm gonna put this one as not the best, but like I said, it is in the top 3. We want to keep this in mind. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm going to go down the list before I finish talking about this one. So the one that we had at the bottom of the totem pole is going to be the Morphe Hint Skin Tint. The next one we're going to have is going to okay, so just in case you guys keep in mind exactly what am I doing with this, you know, lineup, I want to just remind you so that way you can see how we're going up my lineup of foundations. The one we had at the totem pole, unfortunately, is going to be the Morphe Hint Skin Tint. Then it is followed by the Born This Way, the matte version, y'all. And then the next one above that is going to be our Anastasia Beverly. That's the Luminous foundation. And now we are on the Born This Way original formula. I feel like everybody who's ever tried any various amounts of foundations have tried this one. And you know how it is. This one gives you the coverage of a goddess. It's perfect. It does what it needs to do. It allows you to set it in a way that if you want it super matte, you can make it super matte. But I think my favorite thing about this is the coverage. Not only that, but I feel like every brown girl is able to find their color with this foundation. You can't go wrong. They have so many foundations. With Jackie Aina, they were able to add even more colors to it. You cannot go wrong with this foundation. I promise you guys. So other than that, like I said, the coverage is good. You always can find your color. Not only that, but I think that the way it dries down is very skin-like. So when I say skin-like, I don't mean dewy. I mean very much right, kind of in the middle between dewy and then also a little matte. I think it has a lot of great potential. I think it does the job. I think you can put on one solid layer of foundation and you will have, I will say, pretty close to full coverage. So I think that's why that one isn't at the top of my list, is because I tend not to like things that are super full coverage. That is not anyone else's fault. That is simply on me. But if you're more like me, then you'll understand that this one just, it gets the coverage done, but sometimes a little too quick. And sometimes if I'm trying to, you know, go out and do something quick, if I want to do a lighter face, this one isn't necessarily my go-to. But what I love about this product definitely outweighs the bad I can say about the product, y'all. Okay, so this one is going to be my second product, so keep it in mind our list, y'all. This is going to be the second product. So this one is pretty close to be my favorite out of the 6 that I'm talking about today, and it is going to be our NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is the mini size, but obviously I've used all of it, but here we are, so I'm going to be talking about it. So this one, it gives me everything I want out of foundation. It is giving me the coverage. It is giving me the finish that I want. So I think the finish for this one is going to be pretty much leaning more towards matte. However, it does have a skin-like finish. It's not going to be too matte to where it looks like you're casket ready or anything. Like, it's not going to be too heavy of a makeup. But I think I like the breathability of it. Even though it's giving me a lot of coverage, with maybe about, I would say, a layer and a half, you can get enough full coverage if you're comfortable. If you want more, probably 2. The reason why I like this one is because it still feels breathable. When I put it on, it feels great. My skin doesn't feel heavy. But then most importantly, what I've noticed about this foundation is that once I take it off, y'all, my skin still feels like it got like a skincare treatment. I don't know what it is in the formula, but NARS gives me a different feeling when I put it on. When I take it off, it just has a lot of things that I feel like a foundation is supposed to do for your skin. So time for my favorite foundation, y'all. So I'm excited. So we're gonna get a drum roll, please. My favorite foundation has been the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation, y'all. Some people will debate me. Some people will say that I know that's not your favorite, because you will probably think that, you know, if you get a higher class foundation or something more expensive, that it should be better. I will tell you right now, this cost is not an indication of how good the product is. So I'll just give you a couple reasons why I love this foundation so much, but I would just start by saying that my color is perfect. And I did color matching online, y'all. That deserves a round of applause, because you can never do color matching online without actually being able to test it in the store. And that's what I was able to do. Why? Because the descriptions were very much accurate. I was able to know exactly what I was looking for. I know I needed a little golden undertone, and this is how I was able to find my color. So this one is going to be 33 on their line of colors if you're thinking about it. And once I convince you of how good of a product it is, I know you're going to go out and buy it anyway, right? So other things besides that is just going to be that the finish is beautiful. I'm able to, if I want to go out during the daytime, I can wear this, put on one layer, and it still looks very natural. Doesn't look, you know, like too much like I'm trying to stun on anybody when I'm trying to go out. But also if I'm really trying to step on necks and go out and look glam, y'all, I'm gonna go for this one as well, because I put on that extra layer and I get everything I need. So not only that, I did take my graduation pictures with that, so round of applause, because I am graduating with an engineering degree. So any engineers out there, you know how hard it is. But besides that, this foundation does it for me. I trust the foundation. And not only that, y'all, I will say that one of the best things about this product is gonna be barely any oxidation. That is one of my favorite features about this product, is that every product is gonna have some, you know, foundation that has oxidation. It's gonna have a little bit of it, but I will say that this one has very minimal. So when I say that it's minimal, it's just really helpful in terms of knowing that once I put on this foundation, if I run out to the store, I'm not gonna come back to my house and then I look like I put on a shade that's too dark for me. That's usually what happens with oxidation, but I fortunately do not have that problem with that. So we're gonna have a little nerdy moment, y'all. So I'm gonna go into, you know, a little Kenitra, the schoolgirl zone for a second. But oxidation really just happens because if you think about it, a foundation is a chemical, right? So a chemical, not, you know, super reactive, like boom, I'm trying to make something explode. But when you're putting things on your face, you gotta keep in mind that your face, number one, is acidic. Everybody has a little acidity in their skin. Of course, most of the time you're going to be a little bit more acidic if you're oily, and it kind of just varies from there, right? So we're thinking about something that's acidic on your face already. Your face is naturally acidic. But if you think about it, your face is already acidic. You're putting basically another chemical on top of your face. And if you don't use a really good primer, or, you know, you're kind of just trying to rush into your foundation without really setting it properly, you're gonna have a tendency to have your face oils plus the foundation mixing it with each other. And what does that produce? A possible reaction. So number one, if your face is more oily, that makes it more acidic. You mix it with something, it's gonna be more likely to have a reaction, aka oxidation, is what we do not want. That is why that is one of my favorite products, y'all. I get everything out of it. The coverage, the finish, barely any oxidation, perfect. And I will say once again, y'all, $20. You can't beat that. But that is my top foundation, y'all, and I have given you guys a lineup of my foundation. So that is my review of foundations, y'all. Thank you so much for always joining me and always taking the time to keep up with me, y'all. And remember to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Love you as always.